Next, we are going to go and we're going to talk to Simeon Tshakapesh, and he is at the top of the line. He's number one, and he's number one in my books, too. Simeon, how are you?
I'm doing good, Daryl.
Long time no chat. How are you making out?
I'm hanging in there.
Simeon, how has it been as deputy chief of the Innu Nation? How has this year been going for you?
Well, it's been a very tough year for me, I can say, and it's been long, strong battles with all kinds of issues facing with the Aboriginal communities, both communities, Cherokee and Nawashish. So, but that's life, and we got to move forward and keep on plugging away, I guess, with the social issues that we face every day within both communities, I guess.
Are you guys on the same page with a lot of these issues, Simeon?
Well, I'm on the same page with all kinds of issues in Labrador, I think, and I don't disagree with the last caller there, the caller there. But I think, Daryl, my point is I have raised this issue quite a while now, for a number of years as well, dealing with the same issue with solvent abuse within the community. And I've seen it in David's Inlet, and now I've seen it in Nawashish. But right now, it's getting out of hand where the solvent abuse is taking over lives of our Aboriginal youth. And I think it's time, and I spoke a bunch of politicians and bureaucrats about this issue about solvent abuse. I think we have a long systemic problem for a number of years about solvent abuse, gas sniffing problem. And I know people make fun of Aboriginal people, gas sniffers, call them gas sniffers, but we don't call non-Aboriginal people drug dealers and all that kind of stuff. We never done that. But the thing is, the reason I'm calling Daryl tonight, because I want to make very nice and clear that if the province can build a dam and have the voices being mine next door, and our kids are being sent away when they have a problem with solvent abuse. And I know we refurbished the St. Clair's or one of the hospitals in St. John's and try to treat the youth from Nawashish and David Inlet. And that didn't work out. But I think it's time that the federal politicians and provincial politicians, provincial government and federal government, it's time to build something within Labrador. I think I'm looking at suggesting Goose Bay Base. There's all kinds of buildings at the Goose Bay Base that they can refurbish the buildings and turn into a youth addiction program along with their families. I mean, 12 rooms is not going to be enough. Probably looking at 40 rooms, and along with the families to treat the families. I think, and the hospital is right in Goose Bay, and the psychologists can bring the psychologists rather than sending kids out in Manitoba or Alberta or somewhere out of province. I think these Innu kids belong in Labrador. We are Aboriginal people. We speak our own language, and we have to implement our own values, our culture, our beliefs, and our spirituality within the treatment program, addiction programs. We've seen the addiction on the drug addiction on our Aboriginal youth or non-Aboriginal youth. Doesn't matter. I think it's time that provincial government start looking at seriously saving the Innu lives or non-Aboriginal lives within Labrador. And I think I strongly recommend them to start talking about this issue, because it's starting getting out of hand, because we are losing our own youth, taking their own lives, and non-Aboriginal kids in Labrador. And I think this is a very sensitive issue, and it's a very serious issue I'm talking about. And I'm not going to shut up until I see something is being done. And I want to hear about Keith Russell, the minister. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I wrote an email to him, Minister of Aboriginal Affairs, and I sent an email to him addressing this kind of problem, right? And right as we speak, this morning I was informed there was nine youth or adults, probably young adults, in the cells last night just to keep them safe. And that's something that is a serious issue that I'm bringing, I think. And these kids are crying for help.
It's exactly what Aaron was just talking about, using prison cells for in lieu of rehabilitation. I was going to ask you if there were places, and you did suggest Goose Bay, which using a pre-existing building. Simeon, I know I've heard you talk about this on other shows, and I've spoken to you with you about this before. Do you feel like you're just beating your head against a wall, or is any movement at all? Do you ever wonder if people are actually listening to you?
I don't think they're not listening. I think the problem is I think the federal government and provincial government are disputing who's going to pay the services, and that's the bottom line. I think the feds and the province are disputing who's going to pay the services of these addiction problems, and they don't want to talk about it. And they're going to be banging on the doors this coming federal election. And I just spoke to one of the candidates of the federal candidate. I said, why am I not hearing you guys raising this issue with solvent abuse in Labrador? I mean, we have addiction problems with the Aboriginal youth. Not only on solvents. There's a drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and I think it's time that they start looking at this seriously on saving Aboriginal lives and non-Aboriginal kids in Labrador. Newfoundland must have some kind of problem too, some kind of same problems as we like OxyContin. Mm-hmm. I heard about that as well, right? Yeah. What about? I'm still to be corrected on that one.
In the Innu Nation, like, how prevalent is solvent abuse, and is it a gateway into other stronger drugs? Are you noticing that as well?
I am. I'm starting. It's starting to really. You can really see the picture if one of the media people come here and look at the real problem here: solvent abuse, drug problem, alcohol problem, and the other drugs. I don't know what kind of other drugs they're using. So I think it's time that they start looking at building some kind of facility within Goose Bay or base, and probably 40 beds or 50 units to house this addiction, the youth who are using solvents, and their families, right?
That's a lot of beds, and you're saying that there's at least that many at a time that would need immediate help.
Yeah, I have to say that because I'm not exaggerating. I spoke to a few people this morning, and they said there's probably 30 kids last night sniffing gasoline. So 30 it's a high number. I mean, if you really look at it, it's becoming very dangerous to the community members. The kids are breaking into homes, destroying property, and they're doing that to get attention. And I think it's time, it's really, really time now the federal government and world provincial government to put their monies where their mouths are coming from. They keep saying we care Aboriginal people. We care. This is what one of the slogans that I hear about. Aboriginal. We're going to work with Aboriginal people. Well, let's see where their mouths are, and that's what I wanted to see. I mean, we're talking about Innu lives there. Innu kids' lives do matter here. Aboriginal kids, these are our future leaders. What we're talking about here, and right now they're killing themselves slowly without us noticing it. And
every life matters, and every person, every human deserves to be helped. And I know I've mentioned this on the air before. It seems like where money is transferred federally to the provinces, and then the provinces use that money, from transfer payments, etc., to use for health care, it's almost as if the federal government can really sort of wipe their hands of the entire matter. It is no longer their problem. I've said on this show, I haven't heard any one of the leaders discuss health because it is a non-issue federally. It's almost been lumped to the provinces, and a province that we live in right now that just doesn't have the money to potentially build something like this.
Well, the provincial government just made a few announcements turning to a friendship center, turning Old Patton Home into a friendship center, and they made a big announcement in Goose Bay, and the Premier Davis made an announcement of $500,000 towards Labrador Winter Games. Mm-hmm. It's not going to help any Aboriginal kids at Labrador Winter Games. It's not going to save their lives. The ones that are affecting solvent abuse. I don't think so. I think this is the health issue, and it's also I think we're on the verge of this is genocide. In my own eyes, this is a genocide to Aboriginal kids, and they're taking their lives almost every year, and that's too much. I think to bear with. I think it's time that the government, both levels of government, start taking responsibility. Like federal government, we know that the federal government have a fiduciary responsibility to Aboriginal communities in Labrador. We know that for a fact, and that's undisputed, and I know that myself.
Well, Simeon, I feel your emotion as you're speaking, and there is, with the federal election coming, I guess you get a chance to ask all representatives what their plan is and what they can do. And you know what? You need to be commended for holding people's feet to the fire and keeping this issue in the forefront. It's serious. It's sad. It is not something that we should just the people who laugh and scoff. Really, they're disgusting beyond belief, because these are real problems that are faced by kids, like just young children, and it shouldn't be going on. So listen, thank you for this call. Keep it up, Simeon. Keep it up. You yourself have faced the same problems and issues, and you have risen above, and people should be looking to you as someone who to leading by example, which is what you're doing up there. Thanks for calling in. I really appreciate it, and I hope we chat again.
Okay, thank you, Dale, for giving me time. Thank you very much.
Take care, Simeon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
That's real, people. That's real up there. That's real. He's upset, and he has every right to be. He has every right.